In this video, we're going to speak about the wonderful story, highly effective lessons that you can learn from success stories of billionaires. This is by personal growth and self-improvement writer Hani Ameri. You can click the link in the description box below to read the entire story online from the author's page. Warren Buffett once said, "There seems to be some perverse human characteristic that likes to make easy things difficult." Lessons from the lives of billionaires like Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Steve Jobs, and Bill Gates might help you to find the seeds in what it's required to become a successful person. I guess the reason you clicked on this article was probably to know some useful practices. But even you know it deep down, these insights are not enough to transform your life into Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, or any other billionaires, because it will remain like a theory without taking action. George Louis Borges put it right here. All theories are legitimate, no matter. What matters is what you do with them. You can indeed learn a lot if you look at the lives of billionaire entrepreneurs, but generally, people reach a higher number of wrong conclusions than the right ones. Just reading an article is not something that can be sufficient to turn into a billionaire. Though the success stories of billionaires can help you to look for keys that unlock success for billionaires, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to adapt to the lifestyles and personal habits of these individuals to reach where they are right now. Now, you might think I just lured you into watching this video and it contains nothing useful. But the truth is, I will tell you valuable lessons that we can interpret from the success stories of billionaires. It's just that they won't be like the ones you thought they would be. I assure you that if you watch until the end, you will be familiar with the tools, practices, and strategies you can use to build or make your business a booming and lucrative one. The primary factor in the success stories of billionaires that you shouldn't be dependent on. If the life of billionaires like Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos were started all over again and was passed through all of the simulations, the chances are that they would not be successful. If you look at their lives, both were benefited by the factors of good circumstances and the proper timing. If they were of different ages, maybe young or made older, they would not have started their businesses when technology was progressing rapidly. Now, Zig Ziglar once said, "I am convinced after more than 50 years in the field of motivation that anyone who wants to learn to look at life and or their circumstances in a positive light can do so." It was entirely out of luck that the school that Bill Gates went had a computer lab at a time when computers were extremely rare. A minute number of schools had computer labs at that time. Similarly, a good circumstance factor for Jeff Bezos was he got a loan of $300,000 from his parents. He used this money to start Amazon. However, if hypothetically he didn't get this loan, he would not have started it. But don't draw the wrong conclusions from this. Surely, Bezos was lucky to get the amount of capital he needed for the business. Still, not everybody would have successfully converted the wealth of $300,000 into a $1 trillion company. What you need to understand is that for success, you don't just need an opportunity, but also a certain amount of skills and hard work. All three things are essentials, but in all stories, hard work is something that would be a must. Like Bill Gates, who was willing to work even a decade to build Microsoft, all billionaires are working extremely hard besides making the most of their good circumstances. They're always ready to go the extra mile to fulfill their ambitions and make their dreams come true. At this point, if you say that I don't have insane ambitions and therefore I might not become a billionaire, then you are again reaching the wrong conclusions. So, I will make it easy by telling you the right inferences. When you choose your path for success, make sure you choose the one with a higher probability of success. For instance, rather than directly aiming for a 9+ revenue generation, aim for ones that are 6 or 7 figures. You should know that all 3 factors, good circumstance, skills, and hard work, are needed for success. And don't pay much attention to the slightly irregular patterns and habits that millionaires have. Just don't idealize them way too much, nor dislike them. Don't imitate all their habits. It is known that both Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg wear the same outfits daily. The reason is that they believe that in this way, they can pay attention and invest time into more productive tasks. However, if you do the same, you might feel exhausted by it or appear cartoonish. Michael Lewis wrote in a recent Vanity Fair article, "You also need to remove from your life the day-to-day problems that absorb most people for meaningful parts of their day. You'll see I wear only gray or blue suits," Obama said. "I'm trying to pare down decisions. I don't want to make decisions about what I'm eating or wearing, because I have too many other decisions to make." He mentioned research that shows the simple act of making decisions degrades one's ability to make further decisions. Similarly, the majority of billionaires are really into the habit of reading. But it's not the reading habit that makes you successful. Likewise, the routine that Elon Musk follows doesn't matter that much. His never-ending curiosity, drive to fulfill his ambitions, huge dreams, and his ability to believe and work for his ideas are the things that count. But these things are not something that one can replicate. Though I'm fond of routine and schedules, I am still aware they're only tools that help me reach the goal. You are more likely to get distracted from working hard for your success by reading habits or the routine that is followed by billionaires. The connection between market demands and your skill set is not something that you can learn from any habit. Surely, reading and similar practices are capable of giving you ideas and making you more creative. But they're only useful as long as you realize that they are the way to reach the goal rather than being the goal itself. It is mainly the primary theme of this article as well. Those, rather than focusing on goals, focus on the way you can achieve and fulfill them. It's helpful to look up to the billionaire's life, but mimicking their routines and habits is pointless. Rather than copying a practice, evaluate why a certain billionaire follows a particular habit, and then use them for your good. Use them as a means to carry out the ideas that you have in your mind. Warren Buffett reads, but he won't spend half of his day reading. Reading is something helpful to analyze the current world, which in turn can help him make better decisions related to investment and finance. Rather than just imitating the reading habit, Understand that you need to read, as it would give you more insights about the world, which would help you expand your business or make it lucrative. Likewise, Steve Jobs wears the same outfit, but the reason behind it is that it saves him the time and energy which he can invest elsewhere. In your case, you might save your time by maybe outsourcing for small tasks or other things that can help you focus on the more important matters. Are you enjoying the video so far? Please subscribe and don't forget to click the link below if you want to enjoy reading the entire story. Now let's continue. Figure it out. How big dreams and ideas originated. Again, instead of focusing on the goal or the result, focus on means that would help you to reach there. The billionaires that we idolize didn't start with unrealistic or crazy goals. Facebook, Google, Instagram, they all intend to serve small purposes initially. For Facebook, it was the organization of students' info studying at a college. For Instagram, it was maintaining an address book, and for Google, it was just keeping papers academic. That's been one of my mantras: focus and simplicity. Simple can be harder than complex. You have to work hard to get your thinking clean to make it simple. But it's worth it in the end, because once you get there, you can move mountains. And this was said by Steve Jobs. Many people hold this opinion that you should do long-term planning and execute all the steps planned for a business. Additionally, there are people like Elon Musk who started with high ambitions. But the truth is, this strategy only works for companies that are venture-backed and intend to generate billions. However, your case is different from them. For you, starting with a small basic idea and later evolving and growing might be a better strategy. If you have just started a new business or even don't have one, your goals should not be primary and not insanely huge. You can begin by analyzing the market, like what it wants. Accordingly, you can have your product that matches these requirements and have step-by-step goals. Your first goal can be getting 5 customers, maybe generating $1,500 in a month. Gradually increase the aimed income to be maybe 5 figures in profit, and so on. Understanding the process that billionaires implement. It is very well known Warren Buffett became a billionaire at the age of 56. The investment for it started when he was only 11 years old. Besides the combination of making wise decisions and bets, he also stayed patient and waited for the compounding to become favorable. Darren Hardy once said, "The compound effect is the principle of reaping huge rewards from a series of small, smart choices." Like I said before, focus on the lessons that you can learn from the process instead of setting the goal to become a billionaire. The primary outcome that you can draw is that gradual steps and patience can be powerful enough to lead to excellent outcomes in the long run. If you set aside specific amounts of money monthly, ultimately it can make you a millionaire. This way guarantees success, but is an uncool one. Or you could daily spend an hour on your part-time business and then reserve money for investments, only to find out that you quit your job and still have to set aside money for investments. Isn't it better to start your business, progress in it over the years, and then from the money generated, you make investments in ones that are diverse? Imagine, ultimately, you become rich. You would design your life and your working methods and you won't be running after the habits, routines, and beliefs of other entrepreneurs. Compounding is so powerful that it can help you build the kind of life that you desire. You can do compounding in terms of money, skills, or relationships. Dedicate 5 years and, in a determined way, work to change your life. For some people, it can even take a decade to be successful. If you're 30, you can have freedom after 10 years, but you need to work hard for a decade. Even if you're older, you still have the chance to transform your life. I know it might feel like a very long commitment and it may take ages, but it's possible, and it's not going to be that long only if you start. Lessons you should learn from the super rich. Being a billionaire looks fascinating, but if that's the only reason you think you should become one, you might be wrong. Once a person expands his business, make it into a huge one, then too, it has to face a lot of issues. There can be frequent court cases, and you might have to give a speech at a congressional hearing often, and many other problems that you might have thought of and wouldn't want to deal with. Charlie Munger once said, "You have to figure out what your own aptitudes are. If you play games where other people have the aptitudes and you don't, you're going to lose." And that's as close to certain as any prediction that you can make. You have to figure out where you've got an edge, and you've got to play with your own circle of competence. Money is not the key to happiness. It surely gives you liberty and freedom, but an excess of too poses other issues and puts pressure and sometimes even traps you. Final thoughts. Analyzing the lives of billionaires is something that we should do rationally with an open mind, where we adapt things that suit our lives and ignore which don't. And you can ignore even the point of turning into a billionaire. Even being a multi-millionaire can be your goal, which would help you lead your life successfully and even retire well. You don't necessarily have to become a billionaire to be successful. Once your business starts and progresses enough to generate significant revenue, you'll have a clearer picture of your ultimate goal. Surely, generating billions won't be the only goal for many. Moreover, analyze success, but don't run blindly after it. There are tech companies generating billions, but that doesn't mean they're the only successful businesses. Compared to them, hundreds and thousands of small-scale businesses that are successful. Also, there are many businesses like plumbing contractors, real estate investors, content creators, art dealers, and so many other successful and happy businesses. You can select such a business for yourself. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Please let us know in the comments section below what you think about highly effective lessons that you can learn from success stories of billionaires. We would love to hear from you. You can click the link in the description box to read the entire story on Hani Ameri's page. Please share this video with your family members, relatives, and friends. And of course, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button below and subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.